All right, what's up, gang? Welcome back to what was formerly known as Big Dogs Podcast. We unfortunately have not come up with a new name, but we're welcome to suggestions, whatever our fans want. We're really up to. So feel free to leave anything in the comments. But nonetheless, we are back, and we're gonna have a little bit of a facelift here, doing things a little different on the second time around. So I don't know, what are we doing here, Andy? What's kind of the feel?
Yeah, so it's been
a long time.
Like a year and a half since we did it last time. And so I think with this one we're definitely looking to do some different things this time around. I think one of the main inspirations behind this season 2, I guess if you could call it, is that we just really want to, talk about women's rights and really kind of be activists for
Sorry, this
women.
is serious.
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Inappropriate. But I think there's just been a lot of women in our Jeff and I's lives that have been very impactful. Like his nanny, for one, has really raised him. So I think through that, like, who better to talk about women's rights than two young adults, fresh out of college, both single, not married. So, well, I guess, yeah. But I think we want to be pretty similar to last time. Just kind of chill, just talking about random things and having fun with it. I don't think we expect this to get big or anything like that, but we like having fun. A lot of cool memories and stories that we have that we'd love to share. And I'm sure we'll have other people and guests on the podcast too, just like old times. So it'll be similar enough, but some differences for sure.
Yeah. It'll be fun to get some of the old gang back together, have a chance to reconnect with some of your favorite guests. Sure. Yeah. Expect a little bit of a variety show this time, I think. Maybe a little bit more conversational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you aware of like the Howard Stern show?
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone's at least heard of it, but he has like so many guests on there, like Beetlejuice is his name.
Wait, who's Beetlejuice?
I think that's his name. He's like the short, he's like the short guy. He definitely has some kind of like mental illness or special needs.
This is why Peter Dinklage is speaking out, because I don't like you.
So there's a clip of like Beetlejuice, who's like this small, like black guy, special needs, and then stuttering John, I think is his name. And they're literally just two guests that come on the show, literally just because like they're different. And like stuttering John has like the worst stutter ever, and they have one as a guest just because of that. I'm sorry, I just went off on a tangent, but I just think that's like almost bullying, but at the same time, it is kind of funny.
Honestly, that like sums up our friend group very well. In fact, Gus, who you guys remember Gus, he likes to joke around that he thinks it'd be funny if I had a stuttering problem, which I don't find funny at all.
Oh, you're laughing right now.
Yeah. That's the kind of humor we enjoy. So if you're on the podcast, you're going to get roasted. We tend to be a little bit mean, but it's all in good humor.
It's all in good humor for sure. And you're right. I think we do have, our friend group is very unique. We have some interesting characters. I was listening to another podcast actually too, and the main guy who's just saying like whenever someone leaves a hate comment on like his videos, or even if he messages them on Instagram, he'll Google search a curse online, copy and paste it and send it to him, and then he'll block them on social media. And I thought that was so funny, but it reminded me that we have a friend that literally he's cursing people all the time.
Are you talking about
Matt? Matt has his own language that he writes in his journal. He has a burn list with people on there that maybe they do one wrong thing to him and they are added to the burn list. He's an interesting character. I don't think we realize sometimes just how unique he is.
Actually his birthday today.
That's true. Yeah.
What's it called? Merry Madness.
Madness. Yeah.
Madness.
It's like Christmas, but for Matt. Merry Madness.
Yeah. All right. Well, a little bit longer intro than we expected, but we're going to get into some backstory about us. So tell me like everything about your childhood, ugly details. You were bullied, right?
Yeah, it was a terrible childhood. Thanks for bringing up the bullying part for sure. Wasn't on the docket as far as my plans go, but but I mean, a quick synopsis. I don't know how funny it'll be, but moved around quite a bit. Was born in Michigan, then moved to Indiana, then Texas, and then now live in Ohio currently. I would say my favorite out of all of those is Texas for sure. I have a Texas tattoo. Texas forever. Yeah, definitely love Texas, the culture there. I miss the heat, the snow up here kind of sucks. Which is kind of funny. Blonde women. This is also a tangent, and I've been talking to my family about this just because obviously they've lived in the same states as me. I think Ohio has some of the ugliest people in the United States. Like I would be driving around, just going like to the mall or just going to wherever, and people in the cars that are driving past me, they're like 95% of the time they're ugly or very normal, which is also not a really good thing. But I feel like when I was in Texas, there was so many attractive people, so it's definitely very different.
Men and women, right? You know, just
yes. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's more than just two genders, Jeff. So really, whatever. Just kidding. Yeah, but what about you? Tell us a little bit about your childhood. I know you were like white privilege probably sums it up pretty well. That you had a nanny and a swimming pool, just everything you could have asked for.
I was at a comedy show recently.
Yeah.
And this guy was doing a bit. He stands up. He's like, it was very racially charged. He was black, so it was all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And he goes up there, he's talking about white people, and he's like, what's the point of being white if you're not going to be racist, you know?
I actually love that.
It was so funny. But anyways, yeah, they like to joke around that I was privileged. I wasn't. But very different childhood from Andy. I grew up in like the same house, lived in the same house my whole life, so did not move around at all. Lived right down the street from my high school. Big family. I have 4 other brothers and sisters, 2 sisters, 2 brothers. And then 2 of them are married. So when we get together, it's a lot, but it's also a ton of fun. Pretty close with all of them, which is cool.
You did struggle with same-sex attraction at some point until recently, really. He just got a girlfriend like a week or 2 ago. So it was an ongoing struggle for him.
I deserved that for the bullying comment.
Yeah, sure. At least
I am sure that is going to come up a lot during this podcast, so get used to it. I am not gay and have not struggled with same-sex attraction in the past.
Yeah, you turd. At least the thing that I said wasn't true.
And my girlfriend will be very excited to hear that coming from my mouth.
Actually, now that we talk about her, would she be open to being on the podcast?
Dude, I talked to her about it. She's down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I already. What did we talk about? There was a topic that I wanted to have her on for. I forget what it was, but anything involving like reality TV. She's all about that. So
I do love me some reality TV. I don't watch it often, but I feel like that would be a great one to have.
All right. Well, I guess the next thing we're going to talk about is how do we meet? It's a little gay, but
how did we meet?
Yeah. Do you remember?
No. Well, somewhat. What do you remember? And then maybe I can add on to it.
I remember that we were playing sand volleyball, and I introduced myself as Andrew after you introduced yourself as Andrew.
What? Are you serious? I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah. I think I was nervous.
Yeah,
for sure.
I knew
You're
you were
pretty
there.
cool.
I do remember. I guess I don't remember that first interaction we had, but I remember not liking you at first. That's for sure. And we've talked about that before.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
you
that a
def.
lot.
Yeah, you. We call it a resting Jeff face, just because he looks like he just wants to kill everyone he stares at. But when he's with the right people, he can actually have a pretty cute smile on there. So pretty contagious. But yeah, at first I did not like you. I thought you were kind of douchey a little bit. But now that like I've given you a chance, you've really redeemed yourself. I think you're a great guy. Uh, yeah, great guy overall.
You're sweet. Well,
Thanks. Do you remember the very first party we went to together, a Halloween party, we dressed as minions together?
I do. I was actually looking at a picture of that recently. Oh no, I was like trying to figure out why. I saw a picture of that recently and I realized that you sent it to my girlfriend.
Yeah. It was a picture of our butts, and I asked her to identify which one was Jeff's, and she was incorrect. She guessed mine.
No, that's not what happened.
That's what happened, yeah.
Didn't you say your boat was lumpy?
Well, I said there's a picture of three of us, me, you, and Benny, in a minion costume. I said, which one is Jeff's butt? And then someone else said, he's the lumpy one. And then she guessed mine, which I guess is a little offensive. Dang it.
Oh, man.
Well, now I know what your girlfriend thinks of my butt, so there's that.
Well, moving on. Yeah, we thought we'd fill the rest of our time with just continuing to get to know you guys, getting to know us. So we got some questions lined up for each other, and anything goes. We're not holding back. So, Andy, given the realities of your current life, how often would you like to be having sex?
I was not expecting that at all. So I think I already know the answer to this question, but would you say that you're a cup half full kind of guy or a cup half empty kind of guy?
Half empty.
That's what I thought. I would say I'm a cup half full kind of guy.
Yeah, you are. And we've talked about this. We are very different people, but we also have a ton of fun together. So that's like another one of those things where I'm definitely a cup half empty person and prefer to be in like a down/sulking mood. Whereas that like really bothers Andy.
Yeah.
And he is a person that's very good at getting me out of that mood.
Oh man, appreciate that. I think it's kind of funny that we're almost exact opposites in that way, but we do like connect so well and get along really well. But I do think the more I've hung out with you over the years that I've like become more and more okay with and almost even like liking being sad. Like there's sometimes where I definitely got this from you. There's no other explanation, but I will go on drives by myself and like
you do that now
and force myself to cry.
No, what?
Listen to sad songs.
Do you know what your zodiac sign is?
No. What is that? Is that the stars thing?
Yeah, like astrology.
I don't know. It might be a Scorpio. I was born in November. Is that how you decide what it is?
That is how you decide. What? I should know this. 13th?
No, it's 11/11.
I'll look it up for you.
Okay.
You're a Virgo.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And you should marry a Taurus. It means that you strive high. A Taurus means that you strive high, and often make things work in positions of power and leadership. That explains the.
Interesting.
That explains the whole speaking in front of 200 people.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because my bosses think I'm good at it, or if there's just literally no one else in the office that enjoys speaking in front of people. But
so I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini, which apparently people hate.
Not surprised. Oh
Like,
man.
I guess if you're not like, if you, the sign you don't want to be is supposed to be the Gemini.
What are some of the characteristics of a Gemini? Why do people hate them?
They're masters of reinventing themselves. They never let anyone quite see their true selves, not even those individuals who are closest to them. They revel in maintaining a sense of mystery and intrigue.
Oh my gosh, that's so accurate. That last part especially, you love being a mystery to people.
I do.
No, you like it 100%. I've always known that about you.
Yes.
Which I guess that part about you is not a mystery, but.
Well, what's the most ridiculous thing you've done because you were bored?
Oh man, there's definitely some good ones. There's been.
I feel like one stands out above the rest.
The one that I think you're thinking of is with the exercise ball. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Okay, so the exercise ball. We were bored. We didn't know what to do. My roommate had a big yoga ball or exercise ball, and we were just kind of throwing it at each other, being dumb. We decided to go outside and just kind of run at each other with it and see what would happen. And then one of our housemates, Trevor, who is shorter than me, weighs less than me, he did his laundry on my laundry day. And so because of that, we decided to punish him. And so we ordered him to come outside. We ran.
That sounds so bad when you say ordered him.
Well, that's honestly what we did. It's just so bad. We forced him to come outside and let us run into him with a yoga ball. And we ended up breaking his clavicle. He had to go to the ER. Couldn't work out. He had just bought 120 eggs because he was looking to bulk up, and that was the first thing that came to his mind when he broke his clavicle, is that he just bought 120 eggs for nothing.
What are you doing with 120 eggs?
Well, another night when we were bored, we ended up throwing those eggs at me as my punishment. So
yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, yours left the biggest welt on the back of my spine.
I think it drew blood. No, that was someone else's, I thought.
Yeah,
that was like broken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there another one that comes to your mind?
I don't know why this came really quick to mind. Was the amount of times we would go and buy like a sleeve of cookie dough at the rip and just kill like a lot of cookie dough because we were bored, or go to McDonald's because we were bored. That was a classic.
Yeah. We also made a slide down our staircase with mattresses.
Yeah, that was fun.
Went down it. That was fun.
I also got videos of that recently, actually, with like me and like the snow, like, or the ski helmet.
Oh yeah, that's such a good video. Man, there's so many that we could talk about for that question.
And, how committed are you to living your best life?
Oh man,
get a little more serious here.
That's a deep one. Say again.
That's what this is about. You know, we want to go from jokes to serious like that. How committed are you to living your best life?
Honestly, I would say pretty committed. I feel like that's, and maybe it goes back to the glass half full question, but I enjoy being happy for sure. If our lives were like Inside Out characters, I think joy would be the emotion that controls my mind. But I definitely, but yeah, I think I'm just always looking to, enjoy life, have a good time. And if there's something that's not right, I try to correct it, try to grow myself too.
What would define your best life?
I would just say like contentness and happiness with where I'm at. I mean, for me as a believer, I want to glorify God with my actions and really live my life in a way that is God honoring, but also really kind of expands His kingdom too. So I would say that, wow, we really did get serious very quickly, but that was that's really what I what I gun for is just being content no matter where I'm at in life and having joy with that. And yeah, focusing on my walk with the Lord.
Hmm.
What about you?
I like to think that I'm very committed to living my best life. I'm like a studious person, so I enjoy reading books and thinking deeply about things. I feel like I've been like really busy recently, so I haven't been that good about like pursuing those things and trying to like grow in like whatever it might be, like spiritual things or just in like general knowledge. I was like really good about that in school, like reading books on different topics and staying up to date with like current happenings. Definitely haven't been like doing that as much recently, but it's something that I want to get like back into. So I feel like I have a desire to be committed to that, and I have definitely been in the past, and I'll definitely like feel like there's ways that I can be improving and doing that right now.
Yeah, I think that's good too. I definitely tried to read like a lot of books and try to focus on just improving myself as a person too. I think that kind of goes into it, not just like stimulating like your mind or whatever, having a good time, but also improving yourself as a person for sure.
Yeah, right. I think it like a lot of people to like say that they're committed to living their best life, but don't even like necessarily have that well defined, like what does it mean to be living your best life, or their actions aren't necessarily, even if they have like say what they believe to be their best life defined, they're not necessarily, their actions aren't actually showing that they're trying to live that out or trying to pursue that. Which, you know, I find myself in that place all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to do better about, or at least striving to be, you know, like nailing down what I feel like it is that would mean living my best life, but then also letting my actions show that I actually believe that to be the truth, you know?
Mm-hmm. But I kind of like the serious vibes that we're going with right now. So next question I have here is, do you feel comfortable stripping in front of me?
I was going to read that question next.
That's so funny.
I feel comfortable stripping in front of you. Assuming it was like to change. I don't want to say that I'm just going to like voluntarily.
Nah, dude, it's too late. You already said it.
Get naked in front of you.
That's gay.
But like, I don't know. We've been camping and like changed in a tent together. We also lived in the same house with a like open bathroom for 2 years, and then lived in dorms for 4.
Yeah, I never thought of you as being like afraid to show it, your true colors.
Yeah. I enjoy wearing like jeans and like sweaters and sweatshirts and stuff. So like when I'm like, even when I'm in my apartment, like on my own, I wear like jeans and like a button down, or jeans and a flannel, or jeans and a sweater. So
what is the most unexplainable thing that you have ever witnessed?
I saw that question earlier and it made me think of 2 things.
Oh, I want to hear them.
I don't know if these actually answer the questions, but these were the first things that came to mind. So the first one was when we went sledding at my brother-in-law's house.
Oh yeah.
And he like had some weird pain in his butt and he fell down in the bathroom.
When you say it like that,
But that's like actually how he describes it to me.
Yeah. Oh,
and
man.
then like me and Gus also felt like sick, and I don't want to really get into the nitty gritty of that, but that was just like a really weird experience that we had with like all of us there that I definitely don't know what that was all about.
Yeah.
And then
dark time.
Yeah. Doing spiritual warfare.
People's butts were hurting.
And then the other one was when we watched, what was it, Insidious? like 6 or 4 or something. And
Uh,
you and Ethan hid in Chana's closet.
I
What,
feel
do
like
you not remember this?
there was I under the bed and
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
no, I
And
remember
Ethan
that.
was in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And like me and Cha were like talk for 15 minutes or 20 minutes before we go to bed. And then like it's quiet. And all of a sudden I hear like this creepy like theme music. And like I roll over. I'm like, Cha, is that you? And he's like, no, I was just about to ask you that same question. And the doors of my wardrobe like fly open and the dresser like drawers are going back and forth and our beds are shaking. I'm literally like praying. I'm like, this is it. We're done here. It turns out it was Ethan and Andrew. So I guess I can explain it. But in the moment, I was like, we're done. This is it.
I just love that we literally scared you so bad that you started praying.
I hate jump scares. I think this question is really like interesting. You might not have anything for it, but what was the most amazing physical feat you've managed to pull off?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's something that I think is like a goal of mine almost in life. Like I like accomplishing physical feats, like
You
like
still a
dunking.
dunk. That's
Yeah,
pretty
dunk.
impressive.
I still can. Just last week, I did it like 10 times
Oh,
in a
for
row.
real?
I still got it. Yeah.
Dang.
So that was one of them. I was like working hard for a backflip. I'm still working on.
You could
Super
do one,
close.
couldn't you?
Well, I did one on the mats. I've never done one like just on hard ground without
Yeah.
anything. But yeah, definitely something I want to do. Cliff jumping, I feel like is another one.
Like keep pushing yourself to go higher.
Yeah, I mean, cause like it was scary at first. Now I feel like definitely more comfortable doing it. Uh, yeah, even just when me and you were working out back in the day, I think we were both pushing each other, trying to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that kind of drives me a little bit. I like improving myself with stuff like that and having those like milestones and things under my belt. Yeah.
What do you want to be the very best at?
Oh, what do I want to be the very best at? That's a good question. Just in general, I might take that and use it on like a date or something.
Dude, that's how I found this app.
You think we can
Just
get
kidding. We
sponsored?
came up with all these questions.
Yeah, original content. Wait, I forgot the question already. What do I want to be the very best at? That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I want to be? This is gonna sound pretty cheesy, I think, but I just want to be.
I want to love the Lord the best.
Well, yeah, that too, I guess. But I want to be good at just like being like a good friend to people. Like I want to be able to be like a good resource for people when they need help or like if they just need to have like a fun time. I want to be like a fun person for them, or if they just need encouragement, I want to do that. Give them wisdom, I can do that. So just, I think that's a big goal of mine is just to be a well-rounded and good friend, reliable friend for people.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's super good. I might steal that, honestly.
Well, you can't, unfortunately.
Well, we love because the Lord loves. So,
What's that from?
Bible. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it is in the Bible.
Like paraphrasing, maybe
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 verses. But that definitely has just been something like on my mind recently. I feel like there's been a couple like sermons I've been listening to or passages that I've been into where I've like, and it's been like being at Cedarville was like really great training and everything, but I don't think we got to necessarily see the impact that like loving unbelievers well can have. And definitely me being outside of Cedarville now and like having a job where I'm interacting with a lot of people that are unbelievers and like I felt challenged and encouraged in what loving people well and building relationships with people, how that can be like a witness to who Christ is. because like I said, we love because he loved. So I think as of recently, that has been something that I've wanted to be better at, and something I don't feel like naturally is where I'm inclined to. Because I'm not like someone that enjoys being around a lot of people very often, but I've definitely seen how it can impact people. So that's definitely something that I would probably steal from you there.
Nice. Good answer. I think mine was a little better, but
also, it'd be sick to be really good at carpentry.
that's so random. I want to be really good at being a podcast host. Yeah, okay.
Well, dude, this has been fun. I feel like this very much fit the vision that I had for this podcast.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's easy to just kind of bounce ideas off each other, get some good chemistry for sure.
So yeah, this is basically what this podcast that again is yet to be named. This is what it's going to be like. Except probably from here on out, we'll have people featured. So maybe a little bit more perspective, lively conversation. I can be a little dull where Andy has to carry the conversation a little bit, but yeah, we're open to content suggestions, ideas, and we're just going to keep rolling with it and see where this podcast takes us. Thanks to all our listeners out there. It's been fun. Been a good evening. Any final words, Andy?
Yeah, don't forget to like the video, to leave a comment.
Subscribe on whatever platform we end up putting this on.
Sponsor us if you want to.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.